All right, guys, welcome in episode 36, Chillin for Our Lives podcast. Another week with another amazing guest. We've been waiting
Thanks,
to
man.
have MistWalkerr one in the building. How are you doing today?
Yeah, doing pretty good, man. So I appreciate you guys having me on here. It means a lot, really.
Of course. I know you had to wake up early, so
Yeah,
I feel you, man.
It's all right. It's all right though. It's worth it. Worth it to be here.
Yeah, man, we got some topics going. We have some questions and some rapid fire we usually go through. It's just like the rapid fire is usually just real random. But first of all, today, like on Twitter, I don't know if you've seen it because you kind of recently woke up, but like everyone's talking about the DMCA copyright for Twitch.
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude.
what are your thoughts about that?
Real
I just
quick
saw
before we
that.
get into detail, we're recording this episode kind of early compared to
yeah.
how we usually record. We usually
Gotcha.
kind of record like 2 days before we post. So we're kind of a little bit more like up to date on things, but for this one, we're like
This is,
a
like,
week
fresh.
and a half early.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I have no idea what's going to happen with this between now and when this posts, but just so the listeners
we'll see.
know, this is like
Yeah,
like
it plays out.
today this stuff
Right.
is starting to go down. So okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so the DMCA stuff, like personally myself, I have random songs that are on my channel, right? Like a starting soon screen and all that kind of stuff like that. And during the starting soon screen, I usually just pick like a random playlist on YouTube that I click on, and I make sure it's a different one every day, because if you start using the same one and stuff, then they're like, hey, you're trying to use our music without our permission and stuff like that. So I usually just like click on it every different day here. So I'm hoping that doesn't actually issue now, because I didn't choose songs, and I'm not trying to play them for here, and I have like little small snippets of like different things on my channel that have music from different bands and stuff like that. It's not like long enough to be like I have everybody ask all the time, hey, who's that band or who's this, and of course I let them know who it is, but at the same time, if they're having to ask, then they don't know, it doesn't jump out to them. So having to go back and like look through everything to make sure that like there's not a song there that I picked one day because there was some funny meme on the channel that we were like, oh, this would fit perfect for this. For example, we were playing the Hideo Kojima game that came out a bit ago, which was
Death Stranding.
that one, exactly.
Yes.
And the old school da 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 and like the guy like falling over, and so like we thought that would fit great for the music. So like while we were playing that day, we turned it on as like our guy was falling and tripping and stuff like that too, just as like a joke. And now I don't know if I have to go back to delete something like that just because moment we thought it would be like funny,
Yeah. And there's probably I bet at least 99% of streamers have a similar story.
Yeah, exactly.
My starting soon screen has a song on. I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and there's a radio in that game which plays songs that I don't own.
That's it.
Like, there's so many things that could have nothing to do with the stream. Like, no negative ill will on the streamer. Like, they're not making money off of this. If anything, with you, like what you said, playing bands for your alerts or just in the background or for whatever, I bet way more often somebody says, oh, who's that band? And you're like, oh, it's Metallica or whoever. And then they might go and like, oh, Metallica, I don't really know much about them. Then they go and check out Metallica, so it benefits Metallica. Whereas the flip side, it's not like you, like, I bet it wouldn't happen as much of like, oh, he plays Metallica in his stream, so I'm going to be in his stream. So like, I bet Metallica benefits any band X, they benefit off of us using their music way more than we do. That's just a guess, but I feel pretty comfortable making that bet.
That's exactly it. So there's I have a raid scene during my people come on in and I do this big dance and stuff, and there's a no copyright sounds that I use a song from there, and no copyright sounds. So I was like, okay, perfect, I'll use this. And I can't tell you the amount of people that I have had say they downloaded that and went and found this artist and enjoyed their music because they now have it on their Spotify lists, and now you play it on Beat Saber. Because of the fact that they heard it in the channel. Like I'm not claiming that these are my songs and aren't just showing up because that, but because it was on there, it gave more shout out to them. As somebody comes in, I'm not like, hey, I'm claiming rights to this or I'm getting anything off of it. I don't have people come in like sub or hits or anything because they want that, so I'm not like earning anything off of these people making their music. but yeah, that's a big thing. And the fact that like somebody could just go in and anybody malicious. I mean, it's the internet. You're gonna get people on here that are just assholes for no reason at all.
For sure.
Yeah. So they're just gonna jump on in and they're just gonna be like, "Hey, I don't like this person," blah blah blah, for whatever reason, and then they just go check all your stuff and try to, copyright strike you just to get you banned.
Yep.
So that sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, and for me, like I'm kind of, I guess I'm a music artist. I guess I could call myself that. So like this stuff is really like I hold this whole thing near and dear to me. So it's like I'm pretty. I'm making a guess again, but I'm pretty sure that the people making these kind of decisions are like the big, like the suits up top, like the CEOs and stuff. I bet
I can see that.
Like Band X, I really, really, really doubt most of them would care if you're using their music in their stream. They might be hype about it,
Yeah.
But it's just
exactly.
like, it's the people that own those bands or own those artists that are making these decisions. And like, it just sucks that like music it's just so opposite of what music is supposed to be, just turning into this massive business and like people getting stricken down for like just sharing the music with their friends and fans and people that they like you were just hanging out on Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or whatever and just trying to like have fun, and the music like helps with that. And for someone to just be like, nah, you really can't do that, it just sucks.
Yeah. So, for example, like we do community nights, right? Marbles on stream. Like we play marbles on stream and we put on song requests. And so now I can't have song requests on. Like people want to put on some music. Now I have to go back and go check all my VODs. And like any night that I had a community night and had people put songs during that night, now I got to go back and eat all that because people wanted to request stuff. And it's a good thing together, and people wanted to share these songs with you and other stuff. Yeah, that's
crazy.
That just sucks.
I saw people on Twitter, like even bigger streamers, saying like, so do I have to like go back and just delete all these old clips that have music from like 3 years ago that I don't even remember? You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I knew there was like, I think it was a year and a half ago. I swear this thing happened like maybe like just over a year ago, where everyone was freaking out about the same thing, but. I guess, I don't know, it seems like it's a little more intense now that they're actually like cracking down on it, but I don't know, it's interesting to see what they're gonna do.
It's weird because I understood it as before, if you're not, I may have gotten it wrong, but I understood it as before is like, if you're not like constantly like playing those songs and using them as yours in a sense, that you're supposed to be okay, right? That they would just mute your VOD or they would just mute your clip. So I can actually go back and see a couple of my things here, like when I went to download some of them, that they're muted.
Yeah.
My VOD's muted in certain areas because of some sort of music that's there. I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Mute my stuff if that's here, right? And a song came up. I can't be in control while streaming if I'm in a game and a popular band was hired for that game. For example, Death Stranding again. There's so many Bring Me the Horizon. There's like so many popular bands that are in that play, and we turned on the music during those games because they were chill ass songs. Yeah. And like now I got to go back and look at this because it's in here and I could get in trouble for that when the game featured it. That's kind of BS.
Yeah.
Kind of BS for sure. Seems like higher ups are trying not to get trouble themselves, so they're taking it out on little guy.
Exactly.
Right? You know, the people that are, I guess you wouldn't call us little guy because we are what makes Twitch.
Right.
Yeah, and Twitch has a music section. So what about all of those people? Are they all just fucked now? Like, what about all of the DJs that are blowing up on Twitch? What about Guitar Hero streamers? What about people like let's say, you know, since quarantine started, we've been doing, or a lot of artists have been doing artist battles, basically. You know, so let's say DMX, I'll just throw in two random people. Like, let's say DMX and Jay-Z, right? They start playing music, right? So DMX, let's say he plays Party Up. Well, DMX, the person, doesn't own Party Up, I don't think.
Yeah.
So his record label owns that. So is he going to get a copyright strike for playing DMX's song because he doesn't own that? Like, it could completely kill the whole music section of Twitch. So, like, yeah, and from my understanding, I've been trying to do some research throughout the day, and from my understanding, it's not Twitch that's cracking down on this. It's right now, like today, it's the record companies that are doing this right now. So Twitch has to just like accommodate that. It's not, Twitch doesn't own the music, so they can't say like, no, fuck you guys, we can do whatever we want. They can't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they like, all they can really do is just update their TOS and like abide by their rules. But this seems to have come out of nowhere. and people are just like, they had some bad news to wake up to today.
Yeah, no, it seems like it, and that's a lot more work on top of it. Like you're already doing everything, you know, you're streaming, you're managing social media, you're doing YouTube. You guys do with your podcast. There's all this other stuff on top of it, and now you have to add going back for how many years that you've been streaming
Oh my god.
all your stuff. Work that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough.
I don't understand why they can't just enforce it and be like from now on today. Like, why are they penalizing people from years ago when the solution was so perfect where you just gets muted? The streamer understands, like all parties understand like what's gonna happen, and it really didn't piss anyone off. But then, I don't know. I guess it could be a form of, like you guys said, like the bigger guy just kind of enforcing their power and their will.
Yeah.
That seems like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's some beef between record labels and Twitch or something. Maybe they pissed off somebody over there, and they're like, you know, "What? We're coming for you. We're coming for your platform." So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at so I'm looking at the TOS right now, and it says some of it is understandable, but some of it's kind of ridiculous. So it says here are some examples of music content that you may not use in Twitch streams or VODs. And one of them is lip sync. God, I can't read today. Lip sync performance. So it says pantomiming, singing, or pretending to sing to music that is not owned by you or is not licensed for you to share on Twitch. So you can't even lip sync a song.
Oh my god.
what?
That's word for word.
Last night, literally on stream. So one of the ways my brain works, somebody says something, and it could be just like this short little part, and it reminds me of a song, right?
Yeah.
It could be like somebody's like, "Oh yeah, that small town boy that was over there," and then my brain goes, "A small," and I start singing this song, and I can't count the number of times I do that during the middle of a stream, like because it fits in the moment and stuff. So I'm gonna get in trouble because it reminded me of a song, and I sang the small clip of that out loud. Like, and now how does this work with Twitch Sings? Are we gonna get in trouble for Twitch Sings because they don't own any of those? Like,
Twitch
do you have the
Sings.
rights to?
Twitch Sings is under they do have another section that says example types of music content you may use in Twitch streams, and Twitch Sings is under that. It says a vocal performance of a song is captured in Twitch Sings gameplay, provided it is created in accordance with Twitch's terms of service. So Twitch Sings, I guess for whatever reason, gets like maybe because Amazon or Twitch like buys the rights for that for each of those songs. So Twitch Sings is like safe here.
I'm gonna but everything else that you were saying, I'm gonna put a picture in picture to have it on my stream and just play it.
Yeah. So, but everything else you were saying about just singing a song, like that's kind of like, because right above it says karaoke performance, singing or performing to a karaoke recording other than an in-game karaoke performance that is licensed for you to share on Twitch. So like, it says visual music depiction, like including music notation and tablature. So let's say I'm trying to learn a song and I want to show like, look how crazy this solo is, and I bring up the tab and show it on stream. Is that illegal now?
What? Yeah, what the hell? And what happens when people are doing covers on music streams and stuff, right? Everything has to be original to them. Right? I know a lot of people in music channels and stuff like that will do like, hey, a request. For example, one of the people I follow does drumming stuff, right? And what they do is they have people in the channel say, hey, this song right here, can you do the drums for this? And it's like some heavy metal song with like double bass and like all this other stuff, and they want them to try it out and see. So they'll put the song on, and then they'll play along to it and play it to key there. Like everybody gets in trouble for doing that now. Like
and what about like Matt Heafy, the singer of Trivium? He streams all the time, and he does Trivium covers, or he covers, I guess he plays along to his own songs all the time. So, but he doesn't own those songs. They're signed to a record label. So can he not do that anymore? This shit is like, we need some specifics, man. This is
some clarity.
I think so. Quite a bit of clarity too. And like you were saying before, we're all at this level where they could just mute stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Why not just continue to mute these things if they're not there? If nobody can hear it, nobody can hear me doing it, then what does it matter, right?
Right.
Like, I don't care. I don't care if you mute this part of my channel. over here. If somebody like they go in and they realize that there's a song here and stuff, and they see it during the VOD, they're like, oh, he must have sang 2 words of a song,
Yeah.
5 years ago on the channel.
How
it's
dare
muted.
you, sir?
Yeah,
How dare you?
exactly.
And they have the cover song. This is the last one I'll read. It says cover song performance of a song owned by someone else, with the exception of a live performance in your Twitch stream. If you do perform a cover song in a live Twitch stream, please make a good faith effort to perform the song as written by the songwriter and create all audio elements yourself without incorporating
Fuck
instrumental
off.
tracks, music recordings, or any other recorded elements owned by others. So like, if you want to play guitar to a song, you can't play the song. You have to just play the guitar part of it and not have the backing track behind you.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's really dumb.
This shit's
Pretty dumb.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
5% of me gets it because like they own the music and they can do whatever they want with it. But the other
Yeah.
95% of me is like, come on, you guys, this is absurd.
Like if they were to go look and see like how many people this like affects, like, are you really showing up to my channel because I'm the best at playing the song for here, and am I earning this money off of you instead of going here? Like mentioning earlier, 90% of the time people hear the song, and they go find that song and download it, and now it's theirs, and now that just helped the company, record label, or who
Right.
has it. So
Yeah, if I was in a band and some streamer was streaming to 50 people and was like, "Yo, go check out the song by this band, by Stadium's band or whatever," like I'd be like, "Hell yeah, man! 50 people know about my music now." So like,
Exactly.
of those 50 people, let's say just 5 of them go and follow me on Spotify, and then 2 of them buy a ticket to my concert next time, and 1 of them buys me a T-shirt. Then it's like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I don't see the problem there at all. But I mean, I guess I'm not the record label, so I can't see what they're seeing in it. So
It's gonna be funny to see like what the news is by the time we put this podcast episode
know.
out. What if it's completely just bullshit and it's a lie?
We could be, they like
whole
someone
time.
at the record label has accidentally flipped a switch or something and fucked all these people. I hope not. Well, we'll see. Like, hopefully everyone's not just laughing at us right now, being like, these guys were just way out of line. But
We gotta-
yeah. It might be, but it's a concern because we're on top of it right as it happens, right? So these are speculations towards that kind of stuff. So,
Exactly.
people will hear this and want to hear what you think, and then go back and be like, "Hey, it looks like you're right, or you're wrong, or you're right in this aspect, or wrong in this aspect." So.
exactly. Man, I feel like I should clip this section and like post that as like a breakout video of like just like a separate topic, and then for like
There you go.
to promote the podcast beforehand.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I feel like we can do that.
And we should mute part of the clip.
Like, and the most important thing I want to say, and then just mute in the
Is-
next like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And then make it look, just take your video, just sing at that point in time, just lip sync something.
Yeah, we all start performing.
yeah.
Yeah, we all sing "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys.
There you go.
Yes.
Perfect.
I love it. All right.
That's basically all I got to say about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much. I guess we can kind of transition and just like basically who you are and stuff, because a lot of times when we have guests, it's for the first time and our audience has never heard of them, or they might have heard the name, I'm sure, but they don't know much about you. So I guess we can start off with like, I guess recently, what games have you been playing lately? What have you been into?
I've been doing a bunch of variety at the moment.
Nice.
Right.
So I mean that's what the channel's about. I base it off
Exactly.
variety. So I just hopped in line.
Nice.
Just beat Man Eater, which was fantastic. That game was really, really great. I enjoyed it a
Is
lot.
that that shark game
I
that
s-
just
yeah.
came out?
Yeah.
I saw you playing
Shark-
that the other night.
Shark RPG, yeah. The game's great, man. And they
That's
have can't remember his name. The guy that voices Jerry on Rick and Morty. I can't remember his name, but he's the narrator in the game. So he has like
That's funny.
all these hilarious moments about just the dumbest facts that you've ever heard about
Right.
sharks and shit like this, and but it plays to the game really well. They play off of like shark.
That's cool.
It's really good.
I gotta check that game out.
Yeah.
You should. It's a lot of fun, and it's $30. I got, I don't know, I got like 5 hours out of it, playing it for like completion.
Right.
But yeah, just waiting for The Last of Us 2 to come out here on the 19th.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Ghost of Tsushima coming up here at the beginning of next month too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hop around for a lot of new titles that come out, and then obviously play through stuff that's either people haven't seen or revisit some older games sometimes too. And then every Saturday we always do Saturdays, so we always load up a scary game with scare notification. Play through those. So we did Mothered Tormented Fathers, which was pretty crazy trip. Yeah, Remothered Tormented Fathers.
Okay.
A trip of a game, pretty trip of a game. So usually hit a lot of indie games doing the spooky Saturday stuff. So some of them are hit and miss.
Yeah.
But one, like one that blew me out of the water, and I never expected it to scare me, was Slender: The Arrival.
Yes, fuck that game. I played that.
I hadn't eaten before we started stream, and I started playing it, and like all of a sudden my stomach was all upset and shit. I'm sweating during the game and stuff. I had to go take a shit during the stream because I was so scared. I did not expect it at all, man. It sucked.
That's funny. Yeah, I know. Like you've been playing the scary games. Like almost any time I come into your channel, you're playing a completely new game, and I think anytime I've heard chatter, I'm like, what are you playing? Because I just have never seen the game before. So
yeah, I like to introduce a bunch of games that just that's a big thing, whether likes the game or doesn't like the game. We try to build it around a community and a family there on the channel. So like, if you don't like it, then you're gonna stay because you like my personality, or you like the community and chatting with everybody, having like a safe spot to go, because overall games were an escape for me throughout most of my life, and so I wanted to provide an area like that for everybody. Just come get your bullshit throughout the day, or vent a little bit if you need to, and then let's have a good time, let's have some laughs, let's play all that. So that was the biggest thing.
That's what it's all about. It's just building like a family of people that like you're just hanging. Like when you're with like your best friend, like you literally can just sit there and bullshit and just have fun.
All the time, the time. Yeah,
that's the tagline to our podcast.
That's perfect.
Pretty much. Pretty much. What was I gonna ask about? What's the most recent game that got you like really immersed in it, and you were like, holy shit, like this is like a really good game?
Going through games,
right?
Throughout most of this stuff here, what is up here at the beginning?
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal came out. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Resident
Doom
Evil.
That was a blast. Like just ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
Enemies for the whole time was nuts, absolutely nuts, and it played a lot like arcade and stuff like that too. I would say, honestly, it got so much. It was a while back now, obviously, but I brought up Death Stranding earlier. Bring it up again here, but Death Stranding was just, it was phenomenal, man. I know a lot of people didn't like it because they were simulator and all this other stuff, but if you take it at what it is there and you take those parts as more like chill, the place in the game, and you get to enjoy the world and the actual like just the art of how everything looks, and go about it like that, it's wonderful. You need to find a balance between doing that and doing the story, because the story is what drives you and makes you want to see what's happening next, and it's mind-blowing. Just absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, we're waiting for it to come on PC, which should be, it's late next month, I believe.
Is it? Should be pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it's July 20th, I want to say.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know, might be.
Yeah, so there's that one. That was probably the most.
Yeah.
Like we're on the edge of our seat with just about everything with that game. So yeah, and of course, Last of Us 2. I mean, I have a Firefly tattoo.
Oh, that's
shit!
From The Last of Us. So
nice.
I'm so ready for The Last of Us 2, man. It's gonna be sick.
Are you gonna stream The Last of Us 2?
Yeah. I think we're gonna do something special for it.
Are you scared of people spoiling it for you?
Nah, I know there's a lot of stuff that's gotten spoiled for it
Yeah.
already and come out there, and a lot of people are like, "Well, they spoiled it. I'm pissed. I'm not gonna play the game." I was like, mm, when people say that kind of stuff, I'm like, first of all, if it was like clickbait and you clicked on it and it started to get spoiled, you could have clicked off that video. Otherwise, you literally clicked on it and caused your own pain and your own suffering by going here and spoiled for it, right?
Yeah.
So just staying away from it as much as possible. I'm pretty good at staying away from spoilers and stuff. For example, when the last Avengers movie came out and all the stuff was out for that.
Careful, Mike hasn't seen it, so be careful.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I won't say anything. There was a lot of spoiler stuff popping up, and anytime I saw anything Avengers, I saw Aven. I would see that, and it could be Avenged Sevenfold that they were talking about. As soon as I saw that part, I just scroll past it as fast as possible.
Fuck this,
so
I'm
I didn't
out.
see anything. Yeah, I'm out of this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that's a big thing. So I stay away from spoilers a lot, and there is like a no spoiler policy in my channel. Mods are pretty good with catching that kind of thing. Even though I do read chat very often. A lot of times I stop playing the game to just sit there and chat with people to catch up and chat. I'll be so immersed in something like that and so new that my mods will be able to catch it. And like I said, we have a no spoiler policy there, and it's in the rules. So, if you spoil this, you will get banned. You could have been here for however long, wind up spoiling. You're out the door, man. That's like.
Yeah.
You sound just like me.
I hate spoilers. I hate spoilers. That kind of shit is but you shouldn't be ruining someone else's fun.
Right.
Yeah, so I know that the no spoilers is a huge rule in your channel. So have you ever had a big like plot spoiled for you in the past?
I did. Yeah, I did have a plot spoiled for me. I didn't know I had it spoiled for me at the time because of the way that they said it. I don't remember what game it was, but they had said something about one of the characters dying or whatever, and I thought they were just talking about dying in the game at that point in time, but they were literally talking about like one of the main character actually dying.
Damn.
And I didn't realize it until later that they spoiled it, so it really wasn't like that. But they came back a while later to the channel to another game, and as soon as I saw their name in there, I was like, oh hey, how's it going? Glad to see you back right now, see you later, and then just kicked him out of there. I was like, I know what you were trying to do. You're trying to be fucking a snake about it. So yeah,
spoilers are like a one strike and you're out for me.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Because if you think if you think it's cool or fun or funny to do that, then I don't want to be associated with you at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's not funny. Causing pain where it doesn't need to be pain. I mean, maybe a small amount of pain, but come on, man. You're robbing someone of their reaction to this and something so crazy here that could have happened, and now they just know it's coming, and so now they're just like, oh,
Right.
cool.
Yep.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm getting pumped for like these games coming out. Every time we talk about them, like
I know. I try not to think about them, but it's hard.
Yeah, try to put them out of my head there until
it's
till it's there. Exactly. We're
Yeah.
coming up on Last of Us 2, and then Ghost of Tsushima is the other big one, which looks
Yes. I think I'm gonna
absolutely
get that.
wonderful.
Yeah. Did you watch the gameplay video that they did, the state of play that they did last month? That shit.
Oh, man, that was sick.
So good.
Like out of everything there, it looked awesome, and the combat looked amazing, and everything else like that, man. But also the fashion stuff for that, man. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
that it looks sick. Like being
Yeah.
able to change all the different things that you could look like shinobi style or straight up samurai or dye all the different stuff. And then I was like, wow, there's depth with it, a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, because their last game, the Infamous series, doesn't really have anything like that at all. Like you play as crap. What's his name? The main character in Infamous Second Son. It starts with a D.
I don't remember his name. The one where it's set in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever his name is. It's been like 7 years. So.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so you play like you're just him. Like he has his clothes, he has his powers. Like it's just him. So
Yeah.
So for them with this game, so many years later to add that, I think that's really cool because customization in games is so big right now.
It is.
It's
It really
it's
is.
cool that they added that and let you like you're still that character, but you can still make him your own and have fun with it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think they're doing a good job of going, because I didn't know that was the same company that
Yes.
stuff like that, and then somebody mentioned that. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Nice. They coming out here with a game, and they're taking that open world aspect, but like a whole nother level, which is
Yeah, I like how it seems that there's no like map. They're really light on the HUD. Like they want to give you a reason. Like this fox will guide you to this thing, not this little arrow.
Yep.
Like it's it's so
and like the wind. They have the wind like like having
The
a chase
wind's
to
really
these
good.
different areas.
Mhm.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's sweet.
And then
So
they
like
have,
it's still. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say they have like the black and white samurai mode, so you can have it like an old samurai movie. So they were like talking about people being able to almost recreate their own movie in the game from the cutscenes and like clip them together to make it a completely different movie or game itself, because you can have like the thief, have the record. You can put that stuff together. I thought that was pretty cool. Imagine one day somebody took the time and the creativity to play the game, different clips that they saw from the game or the gameplay, and then turn that into kind of like a fake, samurai movie they wanted to make. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they have the Japanese voice track, so you can make it like so authentic.
That's true.
Heck yeah.
That'd be cool. And
When's that
someone's
come out?
gonna do that. It comes out July, like the second Friday in July, I think.
Beginning of the month next month.
Yeah, July 10th maybe. That's a Friday.
I think it might be
17th, 10th, somewhere in there.
And then Horizon Zero Dawn's gonna come out sometime in the middle too. So there's gonna be a lot to play.
Yeah.
They have it. Are they doing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC?
Yeah.
The PC one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, they're coming out with number 2 already? Where was I? So that was also another one of my all-time favorites. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
That game, that was just phenomenal
Yeah.
that they built. I was actually really sad about that. I know this is unpopular, but it came out at the same time as Breath of the Wild came out.
Yep.
And Zelda is such a huge fan base, and people are so over the top and ecstatic about Zelda, and that it's Zelda won all these awards, and Horizon Zero Dawn kind of got pushed under the radar because of Zelda. But I believe I myself personally believe that Horizon Zero Dawn had so many better aspects and said so much better stuff with their game than Breath of the Wild, that they basically just added an open world, which tons of other games have done, but added it to Zelda instead. So they didn't really do anything new, just put it into Zelda, and right. And I was like, okay, this is cool, but it's just a repeat of Zelda's has been just and Horizon Zero Dawn storyline based off of there, along with the unique aspects with all in the building and the parts for it and all of that, I felt like was better. But because one, it being on PS4, so not a lot of people will have like PS4.
Right.
And then two, Zelda has fan base above it. It never stood a chance. I don't think it ever stood a chance to outshine the game itself. So.
Yeah, but I agree. Like Horizon is like probably a top 5 PS4 game, maybe. And it's just so good, and I can't wait for the inevitable sequel that it will get out of it. I think it's such a different game than Zelda, so it's harder for me to compare. But
did you? Yeah.
But that game is phenomenal. It's nice hearing somebody else sing its praises.
Yeah, I haven't played Horizon, so that's why I'm like kind of geeked up about the PC version.
It's really cool, man. You're gonna like it. You're gonna really like it.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the most beautiful games ever. So replaying it, like I beat it. I didn't 100% it, and I didn't play the DLC either. So I'm really looking forward to replaying it on PC. It's gonna be nuts.
It'd be really cool if you go do all 100% stuff. You get a bunch of the storyline stuff that's going on for it.
Yeah.
And the DLC was really cool too. The area that you go to is just as gorgeous as the. That was a big thing that I did in that game though. Like I would just be like walking around and I would just like stop and just like look out over the area that I was at and just like mind blown at how gorgeous.
Yeah.
Being able to see it in PC and how crazy it is gonna be is you're gonna damn sick.
Yeah, that's the same feeling I had when I played God of War for the first time on
Oh,
PS4, just with like all of the colors.
dude, God of War.
Yeah.
That Yeah, that was one of my all-time favorites here.
Yeah,
so
I
good.
definitely say top 3 game.
Yeah, yeah,
You always praise
I'd
that
probably
game.
have to agree. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it the best? Is it the best God of War game, MistWalkerr?
Yeah, for sure. The other ones are great and they're really awesome, but they were a different style for here because they took
Yeah.
that like kind of effect from there, and the other one it was almost like kind of almost top down ish from here, like top down kind of at an angle. I
Right.
don't know how to explain it, but
Side scroller type thing.
almost.
It had a whole
almost.
bunch of different
It
camera
did.
angles. It was like a set.
Yeah.
camera.
True.
Yeah, exactly. And those were amazing, and the story for them was great, and they did the Greek mythology for those, and his story really well, and the way that he went about, all the gods and doing all the things with the gods. So them going into this one here and bringing a of gods to the table and connecting them together in the world,
Yeah.
along with like his kid and all the other stuff like that. There's a point in the game, I won't spoil it for anybody. There's a point in the game where a specific thing happens that you had in the first games, and the specific thing happens, and you're like,
yes.
oh shit, here we
Chills.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is it, boys. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That might be my all-time favorite video game moment.
Yeah, it was
Dude.
fantastic. It was really fantastic.
Yeah, because it's just like because the first God of War came out in what 2005.
Yeah, it was
No, it'd be
really
before
early.
that. It'd be like because the
Yeah,
360 came out in
actually.
2005, so it'd have to be like 2003 ish, 2002,
See.
2003. So like, and this new God of War came out in 2018. So that's like roughly 15, 16 years later. So just for taking all of that, just being obsessed with God of War for over like a decade and a half, and then that scene throwing it, like
dude.
just what it did, dude. Woo!
Yeah, you're right. Is March 22nd, 2005. This is when the first one came out.
Really?
So, yeah, 22nd on PS2.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a while ago, and just seeing it go from that and going through his story, and just seeing actually how Kratos it has become much more wise over everything that he's been through. And
Yeah.
trying to teach that to his kid.
Yeah, because he was kind of he's always been a great character, but he's kind of one-dimensional, like in the original games. Like he's just like just pissed off buff guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was it. And then seeing him have a lot more depth to character in this, and see how he's grown there, because he's old. He's old now.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things actually for that game is, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the voice actor, he does dad jokes. They have him read off dad jokes. It was golden, absolutely golden.
I loved him and Atreus went to the Game Awards that year, and like the Atreus voice actor, obviously, and they stood up there and have you seen the little clip from that they?
I haven't, huh?
Yeah, so they like read the nominees and they presented an award, and after they showed all the nominees, they were just kind of standing there and not doing anything, and Atreus was holding the envelope. And then the God of War, or the Kratos voice actor, he like bends down and he's like, "Open it, boy," in his voice, and like the whole crowd like blew up. It was so cool.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, they did. He got an iconic voice. I didn't realize who had voice acted him the longest time, because he doesn't sound that deep a voice. But I watched Stargate forever and didn't realize that he was the guy off Stargate.
Oh,
also.
okay.
So, SG1 or something like that. I can't. His name's like Teal or Teal Cars. I don't remember. I know it's Teal in his name somewhere, but I didn't realize it was the same dude. He doesn't have that deep a voice in the show, and accentuate.
Right, and it's a different guy than the original Kratos.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. If you have that kind of voice, you should just be born with superhuman strength. Like, that's a fucking man.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm definitely jealous of that. I sound like a 14-year-old boy
Same.
half the time. So like, I hear his voice and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking jealous.
Jeez.
I'm completely jealous. Or the guy from Darkest Dungeon, if you guys ever played that video game on there, the narrator in that game too has a ridiculous voice also. Always peanut butter and jealous for that.
Even not just like on God of War Forever, but like even the E3 reveal of that game was so like so insane. Yeah, because it was the first game that they showed, and it was just like you're just this kid running through this like snowy place, and you're like, okay, well, you can tell right off the bat this shit's high budget AAA. It looks like a Sony game. This is it. I'm in already. And then like just from out of the shadows, fucking Kratos with a giant ass beard steps out, dude. That's like one of the not to be the biggest nerd of all time, but that's one of the greatest moments of my life, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was sick. It was absolutely sick. It was really awesome. They did so much on that because they had that first opening sequence of the game, and you played it, and they showed it a lot with the person with that guy. I don't want to say his name for anybody watching that hasn't played the game. Play it with that guy, and just you learning who that is, and just like the scene where like because he punches him in the face, right, and he just like turns back and he's like, "Leave my home." It's like. Oh shit, here we go. You done fucked up now.
Yep. So good.
Oh man, freaking God of War, man. You could talk about it all day.
Yeah, definitely
easily.
could.
Yeah, I could do a God of War cast for sure.
Just do a whole one for it, yeah. Might as well.
I do have another game specific question for you. So in your Twitch about, you say that your first console was a PlayStation and it came with Final Fantasy VII. So was Final Fantasy VII the first game? First game you ever played?
Well, it wasn't the first game that I ever played. My neighbors actually owned a regular Nintendo and a Super Nintendo. So I had played, other games on there. I actually played Zelda on the regular Nintendo. I'd played Final Fantasy II on there. I played things like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that too. But the PlayStation had come out, and my nobody else on the block had it, and we heard about it. We got it was actually in Nintendo Power because my buddy subscribed to Nintendo Power. He's a little bit older than me. His parents got him Nintendo Power, and it actually showed up in there. And it was like station. It was like in the back or something like that.
Wow. And
that's how we kind of learned about it. And I had told my dad about it, that I really wanted this and all this stuff like that. And he actually came home one day. Salesman came home one day, and he had a. Hey, go run out to my man out there, and the passenger seat is my toolbox. Go grab my toolbox for me. And I was like, well, I don't want to grab your toolbox. I was a little shithead. I ran out to the car, opened the door, and right there on the front seat was, I don't remember what the game place was back then because they didn't have GameStop back then. I don't remember what it was, but in it there was the PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy 7 and the strategy guide. And I was like, oh, freaking out, go running back inside. I'm like, thank you, and my dad's like, he's like, did you grab my toolbox? I was like, oh shit. So, and then he actually let me take, because that was on like a Thursday, he actually let me take Friday off of school and play the whole weekend with my buddy. And so awesome. That was the first one that I personally owned, and the first console that I owned myself. So me and my buddy would play Final Fantasy VII. We'd spend 2 hours apiece. He would read the strategy guide, I would play the game, and then we'd switch back and forth because there was no multiplayer for then. That just kind of kicked off where like truly fell in love with games and video games. And
that's awesome.
Kind of evolved from there for sure. Yeah,
and back then, like, you're a kid, so you can't just buy and play every game under the sun. So back then, when you find out like, oh, Final Fantasy VII is like a 100-hour RPG, that's like the coolest thing ever, and you play like,
oh my God,
that game front to back, and it's like all that exists, and you don't have any responsibilities really, so you can just play it for like 36 hours straight, and it doesn't matter.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. Like the whole weekend, I don't know when did it come out?
97, I think.
97, so I was 9. Out and it was I'm 9-year-old cracked out in the bedroom over the weekend, just like up all weekend playing Final Fantasy VII. So good. And that led to like the basis for like my love for games was RPG. That's what I grew up on, RPG. Game like Siphon Filter,
nice
stuff, but it always went back to.
Do you have a favorite RPG?
Oh man, it's hard to pick a favorite one. I'd have to be between Legend of Dragoon Chrono Cross. I know
Really?
everybody talks about Chrono Trigger,
Yeah.
but I like the second one a lot. The second one was amazing, and Legend of Dragoon was just so like it felt innovative for there because like you would attack and you do combos for your characters. Basically, what happened is there was a square on the enemy, and square would from the outside the square box would was a similar effect as like a Guitar Hero or something, where you had to press it at the right time. As soon as the two boxes lined up, you have to press X time, and then the combo would be easier at first. It'd just be like X, 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 and then the combo would be like instead it would be like X X X real fast because he would like you know the guy would spin around and it would make them like faster or short.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good picks. It's rare for me. It's rare to hear Chrono Cross over Trigger, but I can respect that.
Yeah, Trigger was great, and I love Trigger. But I think because of the fact that I didn't really own that one, my neighbor did, and I only got a few hours at a time to be able to go to their house and play it over there.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to respect it until I got older, actually get it myself and play it myself. So when I had Chrono Cross, that was mine, you know, and I played it forever, and I played it multiple times, all the different characters, on you know.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot with games, like you said, like you didn't have a chance to really like respect or like truly enjoy it because you were introduced like more so to like the second one. Like the same thing happened for me with Gears of War 2 and Halo 3. Like I didn't truly get to enjoy the prequels to those.
Exactly. Bringing it back to the God of War thing, a lot of people play God of War but never played the and I always talk about that with people, like, you know, you saw this moment happen in this game. It's so much harder. Like, you can still love it and still respect the game, and these other ones are a lot harder.
Yeah,
with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I barely played. I played a little bit through, I think, God of War 1 and 2, like later in life, and then I used to hang out with Sean all the time, like when we were younger. We still do, but I would like watch him just play God of War because I wasn't allowed to play gory games. So, and I was only a year younger, but I would just like watch him play it because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I was just like, dude, this shit's badass.
What
are you saying?
Game's crazy.
But yeah, so Spooky Saturday, or like one of the things that I noticed when I'm like always in your channel is like you do the multicam, you can never leave thing. Do you still do that to this day?
Yeah, I still do that.
What started that?
So you know, when someone subs, so back in the day, you know, somebody wound up subscribing, and it just like as we were playing when I first started, I just like, oh, you can never leave now, and it like everybody started laughing at it. It's like, you should use that, and so then I started saying it every time somebody subscribed to the channel, and I had I had this little like $10 webcam when I started. I just like went up to the store and bought this little $10 shitty webcam, and I learned how to, I guess, make it like just zoom on my face, you know. I reached it to be able to like, and I was doing it manually then because I didn't have a Stream Deck, so I like click over on OBS and then like click the little scene that it zoomed down my face, and then I click back on my other camera scene because I didn't have like an automatic scene. Stream Deck works, so I started doing that, and just as like joke. I mean, it still is a joke. All they want, but it became like this thing now where I was like, let's keep adding cameras. So now I have, you know, the camera in front, the camera to the side. I have the camera under the desk, which got coincidentally named the Dick Cam.
Yeah.
And then the one back behind us on the wall that like looks over the whole setup, and then back, and it's like back in on the front one over here. So it's like catching everybody at every corner trying to leave the channel, but you can. So
that's awesome.
And that just became like the slogan for it. Yeah,
like
now everybody thinks that I do like chatterbait and shit like that too, because there's one under the desk here, which is stupid, but
that's a lot of different angles.
Yeah, a lot of different angles. You gotta catch every little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Parts you don't want people to yeah, that's just kind of how it evolved for there, and I still do that one, and I was just looking for something to add extra to it, to give that extra little like thing, you know, and catch people's eye just to be different.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
that was
Like I ended up asking a question about it because like it sticks out, so like it's working. It's a
yeah.
thing. So
I have a lot of people that like initially come into the channel, and I
yeah,
understand I'm not for everybody, and like when most not for people, my voice throws them off, or whatever it is,
right.
or they think a lot of the times they get fake positivity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I don't understand what that is. For one thing, I'm just being me, and I'm trying to be positive in the environment, and so they won't like follow. Right away, or they're kind of chat and they won't say anything, and then somebody subscribes and that happens, and they're like, "Oh my god!" and they laughing, and they're like, and then they wind up
Mm-hmm.
following and stick around because of that,
Yeah.
and stuff that we added. So it's really that actually come into play. People enjoy it and stuff.
Yeah.
They can get that kind of humor.
Yeah. In a big sea of streamers, like that's what everyone's trying to figure out is what can I do to like make myself,
Unique.
stick out.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of like I think a lot of people just do some research in a sense, right?
Mm.
To see what this is here, what this and not there is original stuff, don't get me wrong, but not everything's going to be original for there.
Right.
Just if you find something that's really great, kind of make it your own in a sense. Don't steal it from somebody,
Right.
but make it your own. See what it can do to your channel, and make it fit to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was big things. Like here in the channel, when somebody subscribes, I do little hearts, and I put
Oh
their name
yeah.
on a heart, and there's a tree behind me on the
Mm-hmm.
name goes on that tree. And I got that idea from when somebody would subscribe to their channel, they map and put where they lived on the map,
Oh,
and so
that's cool.
out
That's
there. And I was
really
like,
cool.
I want to do something
Yeah.
like that. How can I do that based on us here, family? Why don't I do a family tree and we watch the tree bloom up? So just kind of evolved it and made it own. So
Yeah. Nice.
sure.
Yeah, it's always good to like you said, like see what other people doing and try to put your own twist on it and just try to evolve and work ideas out. Exactly. Sean, did you have anything else you wanted to cover? Do you want to go to rapid fire because we're like 52 minutes in?
Yeah, I think rapid fire will be good to start now.
All right. You want me to start this week?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, my first question is, I thought both of mine. I was actually pretty proud of mine. It's not like I thought of them my own because I never do because I don't know.
Yeah, right?
I like to because we've asked so many at this point. We've asked
Yeah, I
like probably
gotcha.
70.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
quite a bit.
yeah. So my first one is, what is the most important object you own?
Dude, that's
Most-
so funny. That's really, really close. That's really close to my first question. Mine's a little more
Uh,
specific, but it's
my dog for sure. So I guess I didn't say it as an object, right? But the most important thing that I
Yeah.
own, definitely my dog. She's the world to me. Boxer. Her name's
Aw.
adorable,
Toothless?
absolutely adorable. So yeah, her name's Toothless because we got her. She had, it looked like she had no teeth. That I watched How to Train Your Dragon a couple days before, and then she yawned, and you could see teeth, and I was like, Toothless, let's do it.
That's
so
cute.
yeah, for sure.
I love that.
God, I want a dog so bad.
That one, just get it.
I can't. My apartment doesn't let me.
No.
So I have to wait until I move, unfortunately. But I'll get one someday.
Yeah.
Mine is my computer.
Damn it.
Your computer? Yeah.
Because
my
it's
answer.
just because like I'm a huge fucking nerd, so I spend most of my time on it. And
I gotcha.
And my dream is to be a big famous music artist. So
Yeah.
like I want to I make it all on my computer. So without my computer, then like that all just
Good to have
goes
in-
down the drain.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So-
that's a good one. That's because I mean, we're doing this full time here. If I didn't have a PC, I wouldn't be able to do that every day. So that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I pretty much had the same answer because I mean, I stream obviously too, and we podcast. But if I didn't say my PC, which that's the obvious one, I'd say probably I don't probably just my phone, honestly, because that's like what I film or I'm on social media, or I film like TikToks or videos, or like write down notes or keep track of workouts or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Nice.
A lot of the times, because like your phone has become about
mhm.
do everything on there now. So
Yeah.
like without it there, it's one-stop shop for anything.
Right. If worse came to worse, a streamer could still stream off their phone.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that'd be my answer. So
I just realized that earlier we talked about copyright striking music for like 30 minutes, and I never plugged my copyright free playlist.
Do it now.
I mean, it's like,
or put it back, clip it back in there from now,
Yeah.
and then put it back in the beginning.
Dude,
just
I
like
might
have it clipped in.
do it
By
and
the way,
I might
Yeah.
do that.
put it in the very beginning, right after the intro.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, my question is but for real though, you guys don't know if you're a first time listener, like if MistWalkerr brought you in or whatever, or just the whole DMCA thing. Check out my playlist. It's called Stuck in the Cycle. Completely royalty free. You can use it however you want to use it. It's on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you like music. Search Stadium or Stuck in the Cycle. You'll find it. There you go.
Best believe I'll be hitting that up too.
Hey, there
Nice.
was 13 songs on it originally. So if you find it through Spotify or Apple or something like that, then there's going to be 13 songs on there. Because it's a lot harder to add to those ones. But
Yeah.
there's 15 songs on it now because I just added 2 more a couple days ago. And like on SoundCloud and YouTube and places like that, those are on there. All 15 songs. So yeah, you can use
Nice.
those, and you don't have to worry about getting a copyright strike or anything really, because I 100% own everything that I used on there, and I'm not gonna go and hunt you down. So
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
all right, my question is, what is the most important item in your bathroom?
Oh, my bathroom.
Yeah.
All right. We got a few. Two of them. Can we
Okay.
do two?
Sure.
Or can I only do one?
No,
Okay.
You can do.
So toothbrush.
Yes.
Gotta brush your
Yeah.
teeth. Toothbrush. Gotta have fresh mouth hole.
Yes.
The other one is the ball trimmer.
Ooh.
Gotta have some fresh
Nice.
balls. Gotta have some fresh balls. Definitely.
Mhm.
Up and it's about to get bound chicka bow now,
Yeah.
and you know, it got
Right.
Because they already don't pay enough attention to them. So you gotta like, if you don't present them well, then that gives them even less incentive to do so.
exactly. So
Exactly. Mike, what
how
about
about you guys?
I was gonna say the toilet and the showers. It's so basic.
No, that's good.
That's good.
But-
Yeah.
I mean, because if I don't have either of those two, I'm pretty much fucked. It's just an empty room to like. Then what? Go outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Dude, the trash man's gonna have a rude awakening next
Oh
week.
my
Just
God.
in the trash can. Oh man! Imagine going to pour out the trash can. He's like, "What the
Like, sorry,
is
man.
going on here?"
We had rapid fire last week, and
And now my toilet's gone.
it's gone.
Oh no.
What about you, Sean?
Mine is the toothbrush. Just because like you got to brush your teeth. I'm one of those people where I feel like gross if I don't brush my teeth in the morning. I don't know
Yeah,
how some people
same.
don't do it.
Yeah.
So that's totally my answer. Hair dryer is an underrated second.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's my answer.
But yeah, the trimmer is like probably the all-in-one, like take care of yourself, like
Yeah.
beard, balls, everything.
Yeah.
Brow.
Yeah. I'd actually put the trimmer above the hair dryer actually, because I'm a pretty hairy person. So without the trimmer, man, I'd turn into a gorilla after a year probably.
Right.
Yeah, like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
All right. My second question is, what event? I love this question actually. What event in your life would make a good movie?
Oh man, that's a good
You're
one.
gonna make me reveal how boring my life is.
Oh,
You're like
man.
the other day when I was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
I have so many options for I guess I mean I used to go to Warp Tour all the time. So
That's 2 weeks
I
in
went
a
for
row
like
that worked.
9
Yeah.
years in a row. And where I live up here in Washington State, there's Gorge, and it big venue where they hold it at and stuff, and they had camping there every year. So like if you were to make a movie of just like the trips and
Mm-hmm.
that you built then, but also like the crazy happened there, you
Right.
know, like trade. Somebody showed up one time, and I don't know how this happened, but I had like 2 hands, and I traded them, and traded a tent off for more weed and alcohol at one point, and just ridiculous stuff. We were younger then, and everything, but like it was just some ridiculous stuff that happened through all of that. So yeah, those would be pretty good.
Wait,
comical.
I want to know what happened to was that the only tent they had, or they had an extra?
So what happened is these two girls showed up, and I was already kind of drunk, and I was like, hey, cuties, and so like there was a tent that blew into our camp, and we went around all day asking what tent this was, and nobody claimed it. So when they showed up, I was talking to them, they're like, yeah, we showed up, but we don't have a tent. And I was like, oh, well, it happens to be I have a tent, and so they were like, we'll give you 2 handfuls of weed for the tent. And so like I went back, did that, and then I had 2 handfuls, and I walked around Warped Tour the whole time with just like 2 handfuls. I got back to our camp, and I don't know, I was missing 1 handful, so I'm just a nice person, so I was probably just handing it out to people.
Oh my gosh!
Got back, and then I traded that for another tent. Somebody gave me another tent for that. I traded 1 handful, and then I traded that off for like some alcohol.
He's like I left the place with a Lambo. Just kept trading up.
Yeah, just I owned the venue at the end of the story here.
That's awesome. Can you think of anything, Sean?
Yeah, well, I have one that I think would be my actual answer that I'm not going to talk about, but then the one that I will say is probably just the one. I don't know how you could make an entire movie out of it, but you could definitely make a killer YouTube video or like a TV episode out of it. Yeah, a short film would be the story that we told on the pod a few weeks ago of getting fireworks shot at us.
Oh yeah, that would be an action thriller.
Yeah, definitely an action thriller, and we could totally dramatize it up a little bit. But because if we told it just as is, like it's a crazy story to tell, but if it was like a movie, we'd have to add something.
We could exaggerate it.
Yeah,
like my uncle's van definitely gets hit by the fireworks in the movie version, and it blows up and sends someone flying. And I get attacked by a barracuda, even though we're on land. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so I would actually like to do that. Yeah, that'd be fun. We should do that one day. We should when we have like a huge budget. Yeah. Let's see the event that would make a good movie. I don't know. Maybe the story I talked about where I like didn't play high school basketball for like I tried out every single year and I never made the team, and then I like got this full-time job that I absolutely hated, and I got let go because they didn't have the budget to like pay for my position because I didn't technically have one. And then I ended up like my life kind of switched from there because I wasn't going to school when I had that job, but then after I got let go I went to school full time, and then I ended up making a team for college, community college.
Awesome.
And ended up getting like my degree and stuff, so like it could be like a motivational type like movie or something like that. That'd be really good. But I don't know. I'd watch that. Yeah, I would like to make like a comedy or something, like when I go, like, I don't know, maybe something where I like hung out and went on a trip with friends, or like a sex story or something fun. Yeah. I think that'd be fun. Yeah. I think we all have probably some sort of redemption kind of. Yeah. Traumas or. True. Yeah. My final question. I don't know if either of you two are planning on having children, but let's just, for the sake of the question, say that you are. So would you tell your kids the truth about Santa Claus? Why or why not? I mean, so I'd probably for a while, I'd just let magic of that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Well, as a kid doing that and growing up and like, and then as long as it doesn't wind up being a dramatic experience, like you learn that Santa's not real or something, like something like that, that would be great. And I'd probably let him think it's real for a while, along with like, right. Eventually be like, buy the present. Like I knew Santa was, I thought Santa was a long time until I woke up. I had like fallen asleep on the couch when I was younger during time. And I woke up in the middle of the night on the couch, and my parents were there like wrapping presents underneath the tree, stuff like that. What are you doing? And then my dad, hey,
oh, okay, cool. And then we just asked me what I wanted for Christmas each year, and I would just ask for one thing instead. So instead of a bunch of different things, because like when I was younger, then I would be like, oh, I want all this different stuff from Santa, you know.
Yeah.
And then instead, I knew my parents were. I really want instead of spending things. PS2, you know,
Yeah.
things like that, or give me the PS1. So, yeah.
Nice. I was the same way. After a while, I just started like asking. I was like, I just want the Xbox 360. Like, just give me a system and I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny to think like the whole story. Like, there's just some billionaire guy, basically, or he has like a bunch of elves that make presents. Like, if that was real, dude, I'd be asking for like a Lambo. Like,
Yeah,
cash.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be nice if it was real.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But what would I think I would like just let them believe whatever they want, and then after they like came up to me and asked me like if they thought it was real, I would just laugh at them and roast them. I can't believe you believe that, you
You
idiot.
dumbass little kid. I can't believe you. They're like, but I'm your child. I don't fucking care.
I think that's the way I'd go about it, because yeah,
Damn. I don't know.
that's the way I'd want to be.
I really go back and forth on this a lot because like I don't want to be like the boring lame parent that just like that doesn't like have fun with their kid in this instance, right? But like like what MistWalkerr said, what if it is like this like big traumatic experience and he or she has this big blow up, like, you mean Santa's not even real, or like all this stuff, like that could be terrible.
Yeah.
And then I've just seen so many different things, like something that I never once ever thought about that got brought to my attention a few years ago, where a family that like a poorer family, their kid asked them like if Santa doesn't love them as much because they didn't get very many gifts, where like the rich kids got a bunch of gifts. And I'm like, dude, that fucking sucks.
That's
like,
yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, like as a kid, you know, you don't think about stuff like that, you know, like my parents definitely weren't rich, but we were okay. And so like that stuff kind of sucks. And I don't want my kid to think I'm a liar. Like, I mean, none of us really like we all lived the Santa story for a while, and we don't really think our parents are liars because of it. So
No.
I don't know, but I just wanted to ask because this is something that I really do think about, like probably way too often. So yeah. I mean, I'll probably do it though. I'll probably tell them, like, make them believe Santa's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely roast them.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait.
Because when I got my PS1, it was missing a part, I guess. Like I gotta like they just like the cable to plug it into the wall wasn't in my box, and it said it was from Santa, and my mom grabbed it and brought it to my stepdad, and like they were downstairs talking about it, and I was like listening to him, and he was like, well, just like return it to the store. And she's like, well, he thinks Santa got it for him. And I was like, no.
No.
Yeah, that was my like moment of how I knew.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's funny how as a little kid, like you would always listen in on your parents to like hear what grown up talk would be.
Yeah.
And like now, like it never made sense to as a little kid, like when it really was like the Charlie Brown like cartoon.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah.
It's
like what the fuck are they talking about politics for? Like that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like
you didn't understand then.
Yeah, now you're like, I don't give a fuck about tax return and fucking insurance. Like boring.
Yeah, that stuff still sounds like that to me.
It does.
Womp, womp,
It really is.
Yeah. Like when I talk to my dad now, I still think I'm just some kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really hard to look at. I think it's hard to look at your parents as just like because you still feel, you know, a kid compared to them,
right?
Even though you're going through usually the same shit that they went through, and you're learning the same kind of shit. I don't know. My parents have always been my friends also, right?
Yeah.
Dad had told me one time, he's like, look, I'm your best friend. I'll be your best friend and stuff like that, but I'm your father first.
Right.
You know? That way, like he's dad, or still going to be my best friend, but dad also.
Yeah.
Like that kind of childish thing when you go back to your parents. It always
Right.
Well,
All right, we made it an hour and 10 minutes. That was a very smooth podcast too.
It was
perfect.
Like it flowed nice. Everything went well. We at the we're supposed to do this at the beginning. We always fucking forget. But where can the people find you? We're gonna have your links in the description. So anything you want to promote.
Hey guys, it's Sean. Minor technical difficulties here, but basically you can find MistWalkerr anywhere at MistWalkerr and then the letter R1. So you can find him Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. He streams Tuesday through Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All of the links are in the description below, and make sure you click on those and check him out.
Hell yeah. You guys, if you guys haven't checked out MistWalkerr, he's one of the most like genuine, wholesome, like just like you feel loved when you go into his chat. Every single time I feel welcomed. Like I really enjoy his presence and just being around this guy. He's positive, and I'm glad we could get him on the podcast because like we always mention it, we do have a long list of prospects, but he was one of the first people I thought of to get on, and I'm glad we finally got you. I thought it went amazing. Thank you for sharing your time and waking up early too.
It's an honor, man.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys for listening to episode 36 of Chillin' for Our Lives. We'll see you next week. Peace.